Bullet Train is the newest Brad Pitt movie. I mean, this is the name that a lot of people went for sure. He's able to still kind of pack house. Maybe not as much as Tom Cruise these days.
Sure.
Top Gun Maverick sure has fucking done a lot of numbers.
It's the nostalgia for all the baby boomers. They're like, oh!
Top Gun Maverick.
It's great.
It's
great. Really good.
Absolutely fantastic. I've not heard a single person dislike it that I've talked to, and I've talked to hundreds of people about it.
It's a wonderful film.
It is great. But so is this. And this is kind of a shame. Now, I don't know how this is going to do financially. But from our experience, opening night, the early showing in the big theater in our little town, there was 15 people in there out of like 300 seats.
Three of them left
almost instantly within 10 minutes, 5-10 minutes of the movie because it was too violent. 100% that's what it was.
Oh, yeah.
It was just, there's this opening sequence with some twins, and there's a lot of blood and stuff. Now, this film, I think the film is about like 5 assassins that are all on a train together doing different things. Trying to it's hard to, they're all kind of there for different reasons.
Sure.
So it's hard to get into all of them. Brad Pitt is sent there. He's our main character. And he's kind of the, like, I want to almost call him a happy idiot. Lee from Drum Dums compared him to Jack Burton from Big Trouble in Little China. I think that's pretty fair. He's just some guy that doesn't really want to interact with violence anymore. He's kind of more of like taking the Buddhist route. Right?
He's so great.
He's just like, I'm not going to do any of this. I don't want to fight. And of course ends up having to fight and kill people throughout the movie. And he's just like objecting to it the whole time. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to say about the plot synopsis, but it takes place on a bullet train, if you couldn't figure it out. And it's a play on words because there's a lot of bullets on the bullet train.
It's a
bullet train. Anyways, so the film is... what I was trying to get at is the film is, to mainstream audiences, is going to be violent, right? This is the director of Deadpool 2. It has about the same level of violence as a Deadpool movie does, right? Which to horror fans like us is not that graphic, right? It's like, it's graphic, right? Like, I'd put it almost on the level of John Wick.
Well, the director worked on John Wick
he was one of the second directors on John Wick, so it makes sense. It's John Wick 3 probably is a little more violent, especially with the knife scene through the eye and all that stuff. Like, that's a little bit more, but it's pretty reminiscent of that. So I don't want anyone to go into this thinking they're going to see fucking Rambo, right? Like part 4, Rambo 4, which is takes a turret gun and just fucking fires it into a guy and he just disappears.
It's not that.
It's not that level of violence,
it's
unfortunately.
It's definitely more of the John Wick stylized, like cool action violence.
Yeah, it's good.
And it was so much fun. I was really into this movie.
Yeah.
I really, really like Ladybug, which is Brad Pitt's character. Yeah. He was so funny throughout, and Brad Pitt is a fantastic actor. And when he's in roles like this, where he's like charming, like he just pulls it off so perfectly.
Yeah.
And all the other characters too, like they were just all really interesting, and I like seeing them interact with each other and like seeing the personalities mesh. Tangerine and Lemon were the best. It was so good.
Aaron Taylor Johnson is just fucking great in this. I've seen him in a ton of things over the years, and he's always great, but he's particularly on top of his game in this one. I don't remember him being British or whatever accent this is that he has in this.
They were British.
Right? Yeah. But he pulls that shit off wonderfully. From what I can tell. I don't have a trained ear to that. I didn't grow up where he's supposed to be from. But it sounds very authentic. It sounds... You know what he sounds like? He sounds exactly like Tim Roth in Reservoir Dogs.
Oh.
I mean, the whole film, I was just like, man, if I close my eyes, I'm listening to Tim Roth.
That's funny.
In Reservoir Dogs.
Maybe 1, that was an inspiration for his accent.
I mean, that's how Tim Roth sounds in everything.
Sure.
But for some reason, it was invoking Reservoir Dogs Tim Roth to me. Right?
That's good.
Or even, Pulp Fiction as well. But Reservoir Dogs. He's fucking great. And his brother in it, who is an actor I'm familiar with, but I couldn't tell you his name off the top of my head. We've got Joey King in this from, Conjuring and whatnot. It was cool to see her here. She's a little fucking psycho.
Oh my god, she's so psychotic. Evil.
We've got Michael Shannon in here, who plays a very minor role, but pretty cool. He hams it up a bit. He's a little over the top, but I mean, this whole fucking film is pretty over the top.
It is.
You can't take this film seriously. Like, this train is the most conveniently vacant train ever. There is an explanation for it in the end, total sense. But towards the beginning, you're like, there is not.
Yeah, no, definitely not in the beginning.
We noticed Kimiko from The Boys in here. Cool. And also Hiro from the show Heroes, which I used to watch back in the day. I never did finish that show, though, because I thought season 2 was so dreadful because of the writer's strike. They just kind of tried to write it without the writers and then just pulled the plug and ended the season. And then they tried to fix it with season 3 and 4, which I never watched. But season 1... Save the Cheerleader, Save the World, I think was the thing in it. But yeah, he's in it. He's like the ticket taker guy. And I saw him and I was like, holy shit, I haven't seen that guy since Heroes. I don't remember ever seeing him, so it was pretty cool to see him. And then we get some funny cameos from some really big name actors who pop up. I won't say who.
At the very end.
No, a couple of them.
Oh.
Couple of them. There's another one who thinks he's going to have to do sex stuff.
Oh, that's right. I totally forgot. That's so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I know Sandra Bullock is like in the trailer and in the freaking thing, but man, she has a very, very small role in this. But there's a lot of big name actors who kind of pop up throughout. And then you've got some lesser known actors that I know from a lot of shit. Because I've watched so many movies, but man, keeping everybody's name straight is so tough. But the dad, the elder, because they all have names in this. I love that dude.
I do too.
I love that actor. Everything he's in, he's always so cool. He plays the same fucking guy in every movie
He's
I've ever
cool,
seen.
though.
I don't care. He's so rad. But yeah, it's just this really fun, turn off your brain action film with over the top characters.
Yes.
Feels like a Guy Ritchie film, like Snatch or something. So if you like that kind of like over the top action with really kooky characters that like to talk about Thomas the Tank Engine,
oh my gosh,
a lot. Prepared. That's not something I was expecting to talk about or listen to.
No,
for such a majority of the film.
Yeah, it's great to see like hitmen type characters and then giving them these interests that are like childlike or innocent or whatever,
sure.
And just the dichotomy between the two makes it really fun, and it's super stylized. I thought that it was like because it's very, as you've been saying, over the top, and it feels I don't know, like it kind of like I know that it I feel like it had a good amount to say about like family and holding on to grudges, and wow, I was gonna call him Tom Cruise. Brad Pitt's character is like really into therapy right now.
Yeah.
And so it's funny.
They're all working through their shit.
Yeah, but I think that's really the message.
Yeah.
And it's fun.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, for the majority of the film, you're just having a good time in this and that. There are moments in it that actually did really ring true with current events in my life. There's something in there where they're talking about, well, there is one fight sequence that feels very true to my life right now. But then there's another scene with somebody talking about how a father protects his family. And it was just like, like I got very pumped up in that moment, and it made me want to like deal with shit. So yeah, I mean, this is one of those films that you're just like, please do well. Please
Yes.
make a bunch of money, because it incentivizes Hollywood to not go after, popular IPs and only make that. I am the biggest mark that's ever existed, right? I'm going to see 1,000 fucking Halloween movies, right? I'm going to go to Star Wars and Marvel movies till the day I die. They'll be on fucking Avengers 800 and I'll be there for opening night. I am such a mark. So don't make me sound like I'm like, you should only support independent or original IP. Not at all. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, in order to get a variety, in order to get the Marvel movie and Bullet Train, you've got to support Bullet Train.
Yes.
You can go see Marvel films too, but you got to go out and you got to see movies like this while they're in theaters, because this movie is fucking rad. And it just tells them, right? It's voting with your dollar.
Yes.
Producers hear nothing else.
Just
They
the
hear
money.
cha-ching,
Yeah.
or they hear right? And they're like, well, we're not going to fucking do that one again. Right? So hopefully, I don't care what this is rated. It's rated like a 7.5 on IMDb. It's doing really well with people. It's doing really well with critics. That shit don't matter. You got to support it. Right? So a movie like this, I guarantee you, because this movie's big. It's big. They spent a lot of fucking money on this movie. A ton of money on this movie. With all the talent they have behind this movie, with the actors and all that, and the setting and the special effects and the big scenes in the end.
It's a lot.
This is a big budget film. And if it doesn't get supported, then they're less likely to make other films like this, and that's a damn shame, because we need more stuff like this. So get out there. Support indie films.
Yeah.
Support this film.
Yeah.
Support whatever you want. Whatever you want more of, support that thing. This
Support
thing.
it.
Yeah.
Do it.
All right.
Bye.